Hello everyone, myself Purushotham, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science Engineering, MLR. In this session, I am going to discuss about the string class. So, this is the overview of this session. First, I will discuss the string class, next string creation types, and last I will discuss string class methods. So, let us get started today's session. So, what is a string? So, a string is nothing but it is a collection of characters, or a string is nothing but it is a group of characters or character array. So, a string means it is a group of characters or character array. Means, so how can we represent this string? Means by using a string class we can represent this string here. So, suppose if I take an example, as I mentioned, it is a character array. So, character array means here you can see here. So, I have what different characters J, A, V, A. So, if you observe, all these are the characters, all these are the individual character, and here as assigned to C, and C is a character array. Now, the same C here I am passing to a string object, and if you print S, it will print a Java here. Means a string is nothing but it is a group of characters, or simply we can call it as a character array. So, if you want to denote a string in general, if you want to denote a string, the compulsory we need to use double quotes. So, means if you want to represent the group of characters, the compulsory we need to enclose it within double quotes. And if it is a single character, you can use a character data type, and if it is a single character, we need to use within a single quotes, and this is a single quotes type we need to assign to character data type. And if you want to represent the multiple characters, and you need to use a double quotes, and that group of characters we need to enclose within double quotes, and we need to assign to string type. So, suppose I want to assign a group of characters like string S equals to, I want to assign A, B, C. So, compulsory these three characters must be enclosed within double quotes, and that we need to assign to S here. If it is a single character, so easily you can assign to character data type. Now, so a string is a predefined class in Java. So, in general, we have the primitive data types like integer, character, boolean, float, double, and byte, short. So, all these are the basic predefined primitive data types. So, apart from these primitive data types, we have non-primitive data types also there. So, string is one of the non-primitive data type. So, all classes, it may be user defined class, it may be predefined class, or comes under non-primitive data type, and a string is one of the non-primitive data type. And here string is how we can denote the string, means by using a class representation. Means in Java string is not a data type, it is a class. So, which is defined inside java.lang package. String is a predefined class. Now, where it is defined means the string class is defined inside a java.lang package. The java.lang is a default package. It is a default package. So, default package in the sense, so whenever you want to use a string class, so compulsory we need to use java.lang, but the java.lang is a default package, so no need to import this package here. Okay, that is the meaning of the default package. So, Java programming language, strings are treated as objects here. Okay, so strings are treated as object means since a string is a class, for every class we can create an object. So, in Java strings are treated as objects. Now, so in Java string is a final and immutable class. So, string is a final and immutable class, which makes the most special. Okay, so why it is most special means a string is a final class, and as well as string is a immutable class. So, what is a final and what is a immutable means? If any class, if it is declared with a final, so inheritance concept is not applicable, means further child classes creation is not possible. Means internally how this string is defined means this string is defined like this. It is a string, it is a class, and this class is denoted with a final keyword. Now, it is a final class. Means further child creation is not possible. Like suppose I want to create a child class here, like child extends string. So this is not allowed. This is not allowed. Here it will throw error. Here it will throw error. So why means since the string class is a final class and immutable class. So what is immutability means? So here we cannot change the class. See here, we cannot alter the object. Means once if you create a string object, we cannot modify this object. So this concept is called what? Immutability. So string objects are immutable objects. Means once if you create a string object, we cannot change that object. Okay. So all these points we will see the programmatically little later. Now, so suppose if you take an example. So here I declared a string hello, and here I am performing a concatenation operation. Means whenever you are declaring hello, what will happen means one string object will be created and s is a pointing to that object and object is contained data is a hello. Now here you are performing s dot concat. S dot concat means here existing object already it is a pointing to hello, and it will create one more object and the previously s is having hello, and here you are performing the concatenation operation good morning. Good morning. Now here this part we are not assigning to any reference, so this will be unreferenced object. Okay. Now if you are trying to print yes here, now yes still it is a pointing to only hello. So if you are printing s here, it will print only hello. Okay. Even though you are performing the concatenation operation, it will print only hello. Okay. Why means a string is an immutable object. Means once if you create a string, you cannot change that object. Means see here already string is created, and this object once if you create the object that you cannot modify. Even if you are trying to modify that object, it will create a separate object, but existing object it won't be changed. So here hello good morning, here it is a created separate object, but the existing object it is not changing. Okay. And this object is not referencing anything, means this will be unreferenced object. So all unreferenced, all unused object, so by default it will be eligible for the garbage collection. So at runtime the GC program will be run and the GC will be collected these types of objects. So if you want, you can see the same points are programmatically. So as I mentioned, a string is a, so here I will show you the documentation s and here hello. Okay. So before this program, so first we will see this string documentation. As you can see, this is a string class and the string class is defined with the final keyword. This is the official documentation of the string class. You can see a string class is created and the string class is created with the final keyword. The final keyword means if any class, if it is having the final keyword, so further child creation is not possible. So even if you are trying to create a child class to the what string class, it will throw error. So here I am creating a child class, child extends a string. So here it will throw error. So I will create objects, just a minute. So here I will create child c equals to new child. So if you run this one, so here you will get error, cannot inherit from a final java.lang string. So as we know that the string is defined inside a java.lang and it cannot inherit from final string. So string is defined with a final keyword, so the further child creation is not possible. And so one more important point, the string is an immutable object. So how the string is immutable, now we will see. So here I am creating a string s equals to hello. Here I am creating string s equals to hello and s dot concat. So here I am performing the concatenation operation, hello space good morning. I want to print hello good morning. Now here system.out.println, I am printing yes here. Now what will happen here? It will print only hello. See here, you can see it is a printing only hello. Even if you are performing the concatenation operation, so it is a printing only hello. Why it is a printing only hello means, since a string is an immutable object, once if you create a string object, that you cannot modify that object. Even if you are trying to modify that object, it will create a new object, but the existing object, it won't be changed. So this feature is called string immutability. This feature is called the string immutability. Here it will print only hello, since the string is immutable. So string object is one of the most used object in any of the programming languages. So in any other programming language, the string is the most widely used type. Why means if your data is there in the string, you can convert to any other type. So the string is a most widely used type in any other programming languages. So how to create a string in Java? Now we'll see. So there are two ways to create a string in Java. So first one is by using string literal, and second one is by using new keyword. So in two ways we can create. So by using a string literal and by using new keyword. Now we'll see one by one. So how to create a string by using string literal? Now we'll see. So Java string literal created by using a double quotes. As we know that if you want to create a string, okay, so compulsory we need to use a double quotes. So suppose if you want to represent a string in single quotes, it will lead to compile time error. In Python it is a valid. You can declare, you can use single quotes to represent a string. Okay, but in Java compulsory there is only one way, you need to use a double quotes. If you are using single quotes, it leads to error. If you are using triple single quotes, also it leads error. Okay, in Python single quotes and triple single quotes are valid, but in Java compulsory you need to use only the double quotes. Now, so suppose if you take an example, so here I declared a string. Now you can see this string is enclosed in double quotes. So compulsory, it may be single character or it may be multiple characters. So compulsory, if you want to denote a string as a string, compulsory we need to use a double quotes. So here I denoted a string that using the double quotes, and I am assigning to a variable s, and s type is a string type. So and make sure the string is a class and the first letter must be capital. So each time you create a string literal, initially JVM will be checking the string constant pool. So whenever you are using this approach, so what will happen means, whenever you are creating string object by using string literal, so the JVM always search in the string constant pool which is there in the heap area. Okay, so if the object already existed, so it will JVM point to that already existed object. If object is not existed, it will create the new object. Okay, so that point we'll see. So if the string already exists, so the same point I just now discussed, if the string already existed, the string constant pool, a reference to the pool instance is a return. Means if suppose here you created a object, string object, so what will happen means in string constant pool SCP, so first JVM will be search whether the Java is there or not, it will check. If the Java already there, that reference, so suppose it is already there, so that reference will be there, that reference will be written, and here one more reference will be created, that is a s. And if you want to access this constant, you can use this reference and you can access that constant. So if the string doesn't exist in the pool, a new instance is created in the place of string constant pool. Okay, so suppose here in SCP, in string constant pool, so there is no new object. Okay, so here first time you are creating this Java, means it will create a separate object. So here it is creating separate object and Java, and that the reference is what? S. Like this it will return. So suppose if you take an example, you can see here in first case the first line will be executed. What will happen in this situation? A new object will be created in the heap area, and SCP string constant pool, in string constant pool ABC will be created. Now the first time it is pointing to yes. Now whenever it is executed in the second line, again one more string object is creating by using the string literal, Now immediately it will check in the SCP whether exactly same ABC object is there or not, it will check. So here already is there, ABC is there in SCP, in string constant pool. Now if already there means it won't create a new object. Okay, if it is not there, it will create a new object. So here already is there, now the same object it will be referred by using S2. See here the reference name is S2 here, the previous one S is there, S already is a pointing to ABC. Now the second case, it is S2 is a pointing to ABC here. Now here you are applying double quotes and equals method, and here very important point. So double quotes, the double quotes always talks about the reference comparison. So double quotes always meant for address comparison, and equals method always meant for content comparison. Means if both addresses are same, then it will return the true. If in equals method, if both the content exactly matching, then it will return the true equals method. Okay. So little difference is there. Now we'll see. Here S and S2 addresses are same. Why? So already mentioned SCP in string constantable, ABC is there. Okay, let's take ABC address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And ABC in first case ABC is created and S is pointing to that. And second line is executing, assume. So here S2 is pointing to now. Okay. S1 address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and S2 address is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So S1 address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and S2 address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just for example, I am taking this addresses reference. So here S1 double equal to S2. So both the addresses are same here. So here it will return the true. And here S dot equals to S2. S dot equals to S2 means here S object is ABC and S2 object also ABC. So ABC dot equals to ABC. So exactly the same content. Okay. Equals method always talks about the content. If content is exactly matching, then it will return the true. And equals operator always meant for address comparison. If both the objects addresses are exactly matching, then it will return true. If it is a different, it will return the false. So in both cases, it will return the true here. So just now explain the same point. So whenever you are creating object, so it will create a reference, it will create a object in the heap area. In the heap area, a string constant pool will be there and the content will be copied here and the reference is what? S. And second case, whenever you are creating S2 object, again the inside heap area, it will check whether the exactly same object are there or not. It will check. If it is there, it will point to already existed object. If it is not there, it will create the new object. So second approach is what? By creating a string by using a new operator. It is a general approach. Since a string is a class, for every class we can create an object. Same the way here also we can create an object. So here string is a class and reference, new and the constructor. So here the constructor I am passing a welcome. Okay. So this is a regular general approach, guys. Why means string, since string is a class. Now JVM creates an object and placed into the normal heap area and literally is placed into the string constantable. Means whenever you are creating this approach, whenever you are creating a string object by using this approach, now what will happen means, so here I created a strings here. Okay, so first time whenever this statement is executing, what will happen means a string object will be created in the heap area. So assume this is my heap area. So this is my heap area. Now whenever you are creating an object, what will happen? So str1, this time the reference name is a str1. str1 will be what point to first object. Now the first object content is a Java, right? So let's take this address is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now whenever you are creating a second object and here you are using new keyword, not literal. Okay, so whenever you are using the new keyword means a separate object will be created. Unlike the previous one, here it will create the separate object, not the same object, it will create the separate object in the same heap area. Now this time str2 point to this object. A separate object means address will be different. So let's take 6, 7, 8, 9, assume. Okay, any number you can take, no problem. So here I am taking 6, 7, 8 just for example. So str2 object here is a Java again. Now here you are performing the comparison operation, okay, by using double equal to. So double equal to always meant for address comparison. Okay, double equal to always meant for address comparison. So here str1 address is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and S2 address is a 6789. Now both addresses are different, so here it will return the false. Here it will return the false. And if you apply str1 dot equals to str2, means str1 is a Java, str1 is a Java and str2 also Java. Okay, exactly same content, exactly same content. So in such cases it will return the true. So here it will return the false, here it will return the false, since these addresses are different, and it will return the true. So the content is the same here. Okay, so double equal to always meant for address comparison, equals operator always meant for the content comparison. So just now I explained the same. So whenever you are creating object, what will happen means it will create a object in the heap area. Okay, and that str1 will be point to that object. See here, str1 first reference. And whenever you are creating the second object, now it will create a separate object. Now str1 and this one is a str2, newly created object, str2. Okay, this address is a different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this address is a different. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So two different addresses.